in a notepad in my living room. There are words there.
Welcome back to the Art and Antiques radio show. It's a really interesting song that you picked, Richard, is talking about a living room, and actually what Thomas has made is one great big living room. And he's done all of his wonderful finds, his artists, his ceramics, his gorgeous furniture that he's designed, etc., all in that space. And Thomas, you wanted to tell me a parable, you said over the break. Tell me, what you got?
Okay, you go through life sometimes, and sometimes certain things stick out, and this one sticked out, and I just want to share it with you, and this goes toward the ending of the show. What happens, I was trying to, in theory, become a nurse, but then I couldn't deal with anatomy too well. But I was doing some volunteer work at the rehab hospital in Honolulu, and I went to talk to the nurse, and so, because you have to get your paperwork and stuff. And so she was, we were talking, and then I was telling her about my life's journey, and she says, well, you have to go read this book. And I don't, and her family sort of preachy, because she said her parents were both ministers, says, no, I don't want to be preachy, and I just sort of do what I think is right in life. And says, no, you got to read this book. So it was a little red book, and so the first part was okay. I mean, the last part was sort of preachy, but the first part had this parable in it. And I wanted to share it with the listeners because it's meant a lot to me in my life. This person, whatever gender you want, is walking around in heaven with an angel, and I'll say guy. And they're walking around, and they come to this building, and the guy says, what's this building? And the angel says, well, you're in heaven, If you want to go look at it, go look at it. So he said, oh, angel, can we go in? So he said, sure. So they open the door, and they go in, and this is a huge room full of shelves and boxes. So he asks, angel, what are these boxes? And angel says, well, go look if you want. You're in heaven. We have all the time in the world. So he goes down, he searches through the thing, and he finds a box with his name on it. He says, angel, what's this box with my name on it? Angel says, well, you're in heaven. You want to go look? It's your box. Go look at it. He opens it. He says, angel, what's all this stuff in the box? Angel says, these are all the blessings that God wanted to give you in life, but you weren't willing to receive them. And so it's a matter of being open in life to receive the gifts, like my meeting Elizabeth yesterday, and
thank you,
and having this wonderful gift of being able to share my vision of my life with all of you.
And you are doing a special for us, I think. You told me that for listeners of the show, you were giving us a certain opening special. Tell us.
Yes, it ties in with this parable in that people have to be grateful for all that they have in life. And so what I've decided to do from now until the end of the month, if anybody comes in and they've tell me that they've listened to me on the show and listened to Elizabeth and bared with me, I have everything in the gallery that's art related. You'll get a 10% discount, and 5%, an additional 5% will be going to the charity of your choice. And I'll be giving that through the gallery. And then if you buy any of the pots that are that I have, that Elizabeth and I have explained to you about, I don't have a large stock in now, but I'm taking orders right now. And if you come in, you'll get a 10% discount, and an additional 10% will go to the charity of your choice. This is to show that I want to be a part of the community, and I'm glad to welcome you to my gallery.
Wonderful. Fantastic. Well, Thomas, thank you so much for being with us